Texas football set to pay $35 to $40 million for their 2025 roster. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about the Texas Longhorns, who is set to pay $35 to $40 million for their 2025 roster. I hope and I pray that it all works out for them, and I hope it brings them a national championship in 2025, because if it don't, they are going to get a lot of backlash. I think Texas should have kept this in-house. $35 to $40 million. Just think, just last year, after Ohio State won the national championship, they was getting criticized because they shared out $20 million for their 2024 roster. And they won a national championship, and they was getting criticized for that. So just think, if Texas don't win the national championship after shelling out $35 to $40 million for their roster, that would be a travesty. And Texas should be embarrassed if they pay that much money or pay out that much money and don't bring a national championship in 2025. That would be a travesty, in my opinion. Now, Texas, they are replacing a lot. Quarterback, running back, wide receivers, offensive linemen, tight end, some guys on the defensive side of the ball. I think they're going to have a couple of new edge rushers. So they're replacing a lot. And let's talk about this roster. We know Quinn Ewers is gone. NFL draft. In come Arch Manning. And Arch Manning ain't proved a damn thing. Now, the only reason I think Arch Manning is talked about and looked at the way he is because of the lineage he come from. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and Arch Manning Sr. That's why people talk about him the way he do. And they are already expecting Arch Manning to be an elite quarterback. I don't care what he did in high school. This is college now. Just because you did what you did in high school don't mean you're going to do it in college. We done seen that on several occasions. But maybe, just maybe, he might be what everybody thinks and say he is. But he haven't proved it yet. Yes, they had a few packages in for Arch, in that Texas offense, for him to come in on short yardage, pick up a couple of rushing yards, maybe score a 1 or 2 yard touchdown. Yes, but that don't mean that he is that guy. It doesn't. Now, do I think Arch Manning can lead Texas to a successful season? Yes, I do. I think he have that ability. But once again, he haven't proved that he is that elite quarterback. So me personally, I think he should be viewed just like every other first-year starting quarterback. Let's wait and see. Okay? But Texas replacing their starting quarterback from last season. So, first-year starting quarterback. You replacing 4 offensive linemen. And everything runs through that offensive line. So maybe they went and got them some guys out the transfer portal. And I'm sure they probably got some guys that was rotational pieces last season. But we'll have to wait and see what this offensive line is going to be like. Will it be better than the offensive line was last season? Not sure. Not sure. I know guys, college football fans was talking about that one play against Ohio State deep in the red zone, maybe the 3 to 5 yard line, and they had 4 tries and they couldn't get it in. Well, I chalked that up to bad play calling. So that wasn't on the offensive line. That wasn't on the quarterback. Not in my opinion. But anyway, that was on Steve Sarkisian. But back to the offensive line. You replacing 4 offensive linemen. That's a tough shell, in my opinion. Then at the wide receiver corps, you replacing three wide receivers. Three of them. You don't have Bond no more. You don't have Golden no more. I think Jonte Cook, I think he transferred. All right. You got Wingo coming back. But that's about it. That's about it. Now I know you brought some wide receivers in from the transfer portal, but will they be, what you lost? All right. We done seen guys that excelled at one program and jumped in the transfer portal, went to another program, and didn't have nowhere near the production that they did at their previous program. So we'll see if all this work out for Texas. And I believe, don't quote me, but I believe they replacing a running back too. So they replacing pieces all over this offense. So maybe that's why they went out and spent all $30 to $40 million. Then you replacing a few pieces on defense. Now I think that defense of Texas will be solid, but you still replacing some guys. I think you're replacing a couple of edge rushers also, but you're replacing some guys on the defense also. So this Texas team, it'll be a new look Texas, okay? Where all these transfer pieces fit in their system. You know what I'm saying? So the system got to work for these guys. You got to get the right guys, put them in the right fit, in the right system. So Texas, this 35 to $40 million, I hope it works out for you. But it worked out for Ohio State last season when they spent $20 million. And as I said, after they won the national championship, they got criticized for how much money they spent, when it was a team that go by the name of the Oregon Ducks that spent more than Ohio State. And the thing about it, Ohio State spent less than Oregon and beat them twice. So just because you go out and spend a certain amount of money don't mean it's going to bring you a championship. You can't buy a championship. I don't care how much money you spend. You cannot buy a championship. Because guess what? You can go out, you can spend all this money, but if these players ain't buying into what you selling, if these players ain't the right fit for your system, then you just wasted your money. Now I give it to Texas, right? Because from what I read, them spending $30 to $40 million, they got 60 players in contracts. So that's giving these players opportunities for bigger and better things. I commend them for that. 60 players in contracts. Hey, it's working out for the players. I tell you that, whether they win a national championship or not. But the way they can repay the University of Texas is bring them a national championship. So it's benefiting the player substantially. So shout out to them. Shout out to Texas for looking out for the welfare of their players. But I tell you what, and I tell you again, you going out and spend $35 to $40 million and it don't bring you a championship, you are going to face a hell of a lot of backlash. I can tell you that right now. Hey, but it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think on what Texas is doing, the amount of money that they spending. And the thing about it, Texas opened the season. Texas opened the season against Ohio State. And I'm going to tell you right now, I already got that as an L for those Texas Longhorns. Ohio State bringing back probably the best wide receiver in the country. Probably the best defensive back in the country. All right, I know two players don't make a team. One player don't make an offense, and one player don't make a defense. But I tell you what, in my opinion, since we're talking about Quinn Ewers and all the hype surrounding him, I think Ohio State just might have a quarterback, a first-year starting quarterback, that just might be as good or better than Arch Manning. That's just my opinion. Okay. Ohio State fans, y'all can tell me a little bit more about that because he was only at Alabama for a minute, a month, and he transferred to y'all. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't even want to say his name, but he just might be better than them, or as good as, or better than Arch Manning. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'll go ahead and say it. Oh, damn, Julian Sand just disappointed me. But anyway, you got to know Ohio State. Have fun. But Texas, one thing, like as I said, I do commend Texas on looking out for the welfare of their players, having 60 guys with in contracts. So that's good. But winning a damn national championship is a whole different ball game. I don't care how much money you spend, you can't buy a national championship. A national championship comes from hard work, dedication. That's where a national championship come from. And it's hard work and dedication on everybody's part. So y'all let me know what you think, man, and on this amount of money that Texas is spending on their 2025 roster. So y'all have a good day. Be blessed. Remember, KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, and roll damn Tide.